Charlie or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Why is there a random ripped up XLR cable on my bench?
Oh, Lois kind of gave me one. I was like, I don't want it. And then this question, do you want it? You don't want it? Okay, we'll try.
I'll keep it around. What is this? What is this? What is this? Thank you for your help. What the hell?
Yeah, it's the same exact stencil actually.
Say hi hi. What is this? Random screws all over the place. Of course. And somebody didn't read it. Say again? We're dead?
You're live.
I'm dead? Oh, I'm live.
No,
Hi.
The CPU on the board you're about to fix is dead.
Probably. So what do I have here for today? I get all the easy ones, so. We have a 1534. The bane of our existence. This machine is just trash. And what does it do? Plug it in. You get nothing. Now, something you should always do with these, with all of the ones that take the USB-C, reverse your charging port. So it was plugged in like that, just turn it around. Because there's two data lines on there, CC1, CC2, so you want to see if it works the opposite direction. And nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that's different because it should be giving it 5 volts. How does anything know to turn on unless it gets 5 volts? So it should have some kind of grounding or something, or just give us at least 5 volts. So we have nothing. So let's see what we have going on inside here then. So opening these is very tricky if you haven't done it before. When you open it, you got to be very careful of the keyboard and trackpad cable that's stuck in here. So let's see. Get my fat hand in here to pop the lock. And there you go. So now we have the awful tiny iPhone-sized board. Should probably open some chat so I could read. Yay, chat. Hi, everybody. Everything on this desk has a place, and everything is in its place. It's just how my mind works. I know where everything is. Say again?
Except the rubber piece.
Rubber pieces?
Is not in place.
We have rubber pieces everywhere. Rubber pieces are very important. I find these on the floor sometimes. Oh my god, it drives me nuts. Okay, so we have this tiny little board here. So first thing to do is let's disconnect all the peripherals and everything off of here. So let's disconnect the battery. I have no battery light. There's a little tiny LED here, and it's going to glow just a tiny little bit if the battery was charged and working. So that's either the battery is dead or we have a problem with that power line on the board itself. So that is to be determined later. The easiest way to disconnect peripherals off of this is just take the whole board out. It's only a couple screws. Be careful when lifting the LCD connector cap. You might pop off any one of these little resistors. Let's disconnect the audio board and headphone port, speakers. The audio board can cause problems on the board itself. Short power lines out. So let's just take the board right out of here. So now we have our tiny little board. Our sad little MacBook board. So now I have a known good test charge port. So now we've taken everything out of the machine, all the peripherals that could be just easily changed out of the equation. And let's see if we have anything going on here. I get nothing. Let's turn the charge port around. I still get nothing. Okay. So let's go straight to a visual inspection. I'm not logged in to be able to change to my microscope. I need a stream assistant or something to change to the microscope. Uh-oh. Wrong button. One moment, please. Man, is it busy up front. Okay, so I see something a little wrong here. So something doesn't look good here. So yeah, this stuff should not look like that. That is remnants of magic smoke. So let's see if we can see underneath it. Can I get an angle? Can't really see underneath it. But that greasiness right there, that is the remnants of magic smoke being let out of this poor, sad CD3215B01. So I think we should just start there and remove this, this little CD3215. These two lines right here that you're seeing coming in here with the two caps, the resistors are no stuff, they're not supposed to be there. But this is the CC1, CC2. That's the data lines that the CD3215 uses to talk to the charger. So CC1 is enacted if it's right side up. CC2 is enacted if it's upside down. So you can have, if one of these capacitors shorts to ground, you can have the charger work one way and not the other way. So let's take this guy off of here. Unfortunately, there's no good way to save this stuff, this fabric. If you try just putting some Kapton tape on it, it just comes off with the Kapton tape when you try to pull it off. Maybe, I've never tried removing it before I solder and then trying to put it back. Let's see if that works. I always feel bad burning this stuff up. If Lewis was watching this, he would yell at me for trying to even save it. Okay, well, it's coming up. Good, I could put that back later. Put that in someplace safe. Okay, turn on my fume extractor. Let's get a little bit of flux. The right amount of flux for removing a chip. I need my wider tweezers to fit a CD3215 between them. And let's go with heating. So this board, even though it's so small, it's very tricky to work on with heat. The whole board is a heat sink. Ew, that looks like a burnt up board underneath there. Okay, we might have to do some rebuilding here. Clean it all off and see what we got. Say again?
Who's in charge of ordering the monthly for
For what?
Dogecoin
You could order them. It's a non-stocked item, so whenever we need them, just get them. Oh God. Oh God.
Fenway Electronics has merged with E-Tech Management. The new name of the company is
Pathetic management? Oh God, that's a lot of carbon in there. Okay, so we have to get rid of the carbon. A burnt up board, carbonized layers turn into resistors and they short things out. So I'm gonna take a tiny dental tool here and just start digging away. So we don't need all of this. This can all just go because this is just ground. So let me get an X-Acto. I'm gonna need a fresh X-Acto blade. Just gonna cut away all this ground plane here. Should clean out all underneath it. So we didn't go into any layers, it looks like. What I could also do is ultrasonic it for a little while, because the carbonized stuff tends to melt away in the ultrasonic sometimes. Now I want to go to the schematic and I want to find out what this ball here is. These just connect it here, 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 so that's going to be easy to rebuild. This one right here, I want to know what it is and where it goes to. And I want to ohm it out to ground and other things and make sure that there's no carbon in here alongside of it going all the way down. So open up Paul Daniels board view software. Open up my board view for the 820-00244-1534 board. Now let's see, that's 3 down in there. PP bus left IO. Okay, that's shared with a bunch of them right there. Okay. I don't know why they didn't do it on top, but this, you could see that these are connected. And then this is also connected. That's all the same thing. How about the one below it? PP5ES4. Okay, let me check them. Open line. That's good. Hmm. 21 kilo ohms, that sounds right for PP5ES4. So I think we're going to be good here. I just need to rebuild those two. Get rid of this little nub. Okay, let's get rebuilding. So I'm going to attach a wire to this little bit that's left. I want to leave the other pad alone. So let's clean this up. Get all the solder mask off of each one of these. A little bit of flux. Take my micro pencil and get some solder on that. Okay. Now I need some jumper wire.
Pad?
2. Melted away.
Pad melted?
Yeah. Took some board with it.
Whoa, it's a cavern in there.
Nah, it's only one layer.
You sure you didn't like dig that just because like you got an easy one and you don't want to admit?
Oh, sure. Just want to make the stream more interesting.
People, be honest. Did he turn off the camera for about 10 seconds or so, and you hear? See, you've got a pointy digging tool there.
Before I took the chip off, I dug underneath it, and then I put the chip back on so that it would be like that. And I'll give that a little bit of space, cut it off. And I turn my jumper wire into a little hoop. And that's going to make sure that it captures the ball on the chip and the ball doesn't leak over anywhere else. If you just put a straight wire here, the ball, when the chip settles down, the ball might roll over and short out to here or short out to here. So I'd like to turn it into a little loop so that the ball is going to sit right in the center and nothing else is going to happen to it. It'll stay right there. Just give the wire a little scrape to get the coating off of it. There's a new pad there. Do the same thing for this one. Now I will dunk it in the ultrasonic cleaner to get rid of all the flux. I don't want to hit this with a Q-tip with alcohol, because that's just going to ruin our wires there. Oh wait, let me do a little bit of scraping on that first. So now we'll go UC. One moment, please. stays in place. So now, how?
Somebody even bought the flux as a separate item from the flux needle set, which I think is just control. Just to make another line item. How's this working out?
It's working.
It works?
No, not yet.
20 volts, 500 milliamps, and no image?
Don't say that. Bite your tongue.
People want to see a Zamo screen.
No Zamo.
People want to see Paul replace the CPU on this when it's dead.
No Zamo. No Zamo.
How do you like having High as your show producer?
As long as he's high-hing over there. Everybody say hi to the producer, hi.
High is changing the camera over because Paul is 70 feet away from the streaming computer. And we're all too tired and also too busy to run a stream deck and a 100-foot-long USB cable with its extension and all that.
Talk about too tired. I spent all day yesterday rebuilding the brakes on my truck. I had my brake system fail out on Route 22 when somebody pulled out in front of me and I panic stopped.
Wait, how did it fail?
The hole developed in the brake line and it just popped out and I lost my brakes.
So how did you get home?
I got a tow truck.
Oh.
I downshifted to avoid smacking into them. No.
My brakes weren't working.
No, I can't put my foot down on the ground.
No footstones?
Not for a 6,000-pound pickup truck. Okay, then put a dot of conformal coating over here to work with. And then I could coat this stuff up, protect all of this. Go over the soldering point, so make sure that it stays in place. I'll go all around the bottom of it. Doesn't matter if you get some on it. There's no mistakes, just happy accidents. So flux doesn't like to, solder doesn't like to touch this conformal coating. It kind of like just rolls right off of it. So I like to, any damaged balls, any work that I've done, I like to put it in between it, and it just makes absolutely certain that the ball isn't going to slide over and try to combine with the stuff next to it. You don't have to worry about getting it on here. We could scrape it off before we put the chip down. Okay, now we take our near UV laser. Just give it a couple seconds. a little bit of scrapity scrape on here. Just take your knife and nice gentle strokes. And we have happy little pads. The happy little pads live right there. So now I want to tin them. A little bit of flux. Just the right amount of flux. You don't want too much. Take our micro pencil and a happy little amount of solder. Right there. There you go. I want to build up a little bit more conformal coating between these two damaged ones here. This is a low spot right here. I just want to pull that right along here. Alligator clips are by the flux. Alligator clips have been moved to by the flux.
It says 86.
That's like an emergency stash.
It says 86.
That's an emergency stash. Take our happy blue light. Just cure that paint right there. So there. I think we're ready for a chip. I don't know if I need to flatten some more stuff out. We'll see how the chip lays when I put it down there. So let me find my happy little CD3215s. Here, a happy CD3215, the BO3 model. My happy CD3215. And I like when Apple uses these type of chips. They refuse to put any markings on the boards for even where pin 1 is or anything, but they can't help it with this one because it has a missing pin, a missing ball there, so you can always know which way to put it. Let's see how this fits here. It seems like it's staying on the... Oh, that's perfect. See, the two little hoops I made is capturing those two balls, and just everything is staying perfectly. So now I'll add some flux. There it is. Seems too close over here. I'll just heat this right on. Make our chip dance a little bit. There you go. Happy CD3215 on a happy little MacBook board.
Andrew Matthews says, get some camera mounts that don't shake. Like the stream, hate the shaking camera.
That's my microscope. That's every time somebody walks through the room. Let's just give a test on CC1, CC2, make sure that those balls didn't connect. Why is it telling me they connected? I don't like that. And you really cannot see in this one. The multimeter's telling me that they're shorted together. I don't think they're supposed to be. I should have checked that before I even put the chip on. Oh well, let's try it. If that didn't work, we'll have to pull it up and put more conformal coating on it. Yeah, that did not work. CC1, CC2 are shorted together, so the jumpers that I put on there shorted themselves together. I didn't pile up enough conformal coating between the two. So off with your chip. Let's test that now without the chip on. They are not shorted. Yeah, they're not supposed to be shorted with the chip on either. So these two balls, that's why one ball is huge, because they connected together. So I need to build up a wall of conformal coating between the two. trim this. Take our happy Gootwick, clean up all of this solder. Make sure all the pads are nice and flat. What are you working on? You just recovered an iPhone X?
Yeah.
Awesome. Camille over here is just crushing the iPhones. Okay, I gotta be careful now. This one is starting to lift a little bit. It's loose. So I don't want to rub on this. I'm going to put this in the ultrasonic cleaner. One moment, please. This is one thing about Gootwick and Kester solder, is that the flux that is inside the Gootwick and inside the Kester solder is turns into a bit of a hard rock when you use it. So sometimes the ultrasonic won't quickly wash it away. So here I'm going to just mix it with a little bit of the Amtech, some NC559, heat it up, and then I'm going to put it back through the ultrasonic, and all of this will come right off. This will be really nice and clean. So the Amtech's actually going to like dissolve away the hard flux from the Gootwick. Okay, go clean it off again. build up a bunch of conformal coating here. Let's make little walls around everything. This is a common problem to happen, is that when you rebuild these pads, the balls and the chip will combine and short things out. So we need to just surround everything with conformal coating so they can't do that. You see one of my things moved. I have to move that back.
Are those pads for something important?
Yes.
Wait, are those shared pads? Like
Yes.
the top one and the bottom one is the same thing?
Yes.
Are you really coiling that wire into a perfect little circle rather than just running it down the middle?
I already explained why in this video. You need to watch the video.
You're coiling the wire into a circle.
You have to coil the wire into a circle or you wind up shorting things.
I make a beat. The VGA will never slip. It's never going to slip into the wrong pad or hole.
Never, he says. Never.
Never.
Never. Make sure this is flat. Okay. I know you can't see it on the screen. It comes out better in the microscope with your eyes because it's a 3D view. But right here is like a little gully between these two. We want to build that up so it's a little wall between everything.
Like you're doing this properly. Pedro says, God bless your heart. Pedro is the operator of Zalmo at Mac Support Store.
God knows
Pedro,
Almo.
how much would it be worth to watch Paul operate a Zalmo?
Knows Almo.
Also, there's a chance on the A1534 that the NAND is tied to the CPU where the controller is, so that you would not be able to replace the CPU for data.
Knows Almo.
How can I help? Yeah, you're always welcome to come in. I may not be able to fix it on the spot. You can come in anytime you want. Just take a look at it. Come on, take a look. I keep looking at this battery that can do 5,000 watts on AliExpress. I don't need it, but I really want it. And also there's a version of that sub-button controller where they wired it up so where it works with an LCD screen. So you can see the amperage that you're using.
Which LCD? You gotta get theirs?
Yeah. Yeah, there's an extra wire that pops out of it that then goes to the screen in addition to USB.
Alright then, that looks much better. So now it's a little mountain between the two. So let's try this again. You keep changing white balance.
That's never going to work with that little amount of flux on.
That's the right amount of flux.
That is not the right amount of flux.
That is the right amount of flux.
People in chat, vote. Do we need more flux, less flux, or just right?
That is the right amount of flux.
The Christmas bonus is tied to flux sales.
More flux.
Yeah, we have to wait for the flux to end and move away. Yeah, it's too much. It just makes the chip stick to the right. I also hold it down.
Look at that nice pool of flux right underneath that chip. Nice happy pool of flux. Make the chip dance, and we're done. Please don't be shorted. Please don't be shorted. Please don't be shorted. It's not shorted. Woohoo!
Lopez donated $2 for more flux.
Copaz donated $2 for more flux.
That's too much flux because I can see it coming out the sides of the chip. Eric says it should be a lake, not a pool.
A lake of flux. Just put my board to
We're
rapid
gonna
cool.
get a shirt made with rapid cool technology on it.
Have like that.
Hi, can you show rapid cool?
can't show rapid cool technology. Hi's busy shipping stuff. This stream brought to you by Lipton Tea, America's favorite tea. Okay, nice and cool. Let's see what we got here. Have our USB-C amp meter. We plug it in and the board does, ooh, look at that, 5 volts. 20 volts, 0.2, 0.3. That is turning on. Let's try turning it around. Make sure it works on CC2. 5 volts. 20 volts. 0.3. 0.36. 0.4. That is a turning on board. See if we have image. See if we have a dead CPU.
And now yell Paul.
What? Anel, why are you not here? Oh wait, you're off.
At some point there's going to need to be 2 front desk people with how many people walk in at certain hours, so I was thinking of Anel being second customer service.
Anel's going to be customer service?
Yeah, like he'll be spillover customer service.
Oh, okay. The emergency, oh my god, there's so many people up front customer service.
Yeah. And Anel's also rooting no image. Do you think that Anel should have to do customer service?
I think Anel should wear a sign in front of the Apple Store with our logo on it saying, you know, don't let them lie to you. You can get your data. Go to Rossman Repair. Why am I connecting that?
So what is it that you don't like about Mercedes, Paul? I find them easy to work on. I always like the German cars, like the Merker XR4 Hi.
You find them easy to work on? I find them absolutely horrible to work on. I'm sure if you worked on them all the time, maybe you would find them easy to work on, but the way that they hide fasteners everywhere and they bury systems under subsystems, that you have to move this and move that just to get to this. It's like everything is just a pain in the ass on Mercedes. The electrical system is this convoluted, like 6 relay boxes all over the friggin' place. I can't stand it.
Speaking of, Rich Rebuild's going to be coming next week with some Tesla boards he wants me to...
Oh God, Tesla. I haven't seen a Tesla yet. I don't know.
Did you see the Rich Rebuild's video of advertising that we fix Teslas?
God, no. No. I had to rebuild my brakes this weekend, yesterday. My hands are hurting, my knees are hurting, my back is hurting. I don't ever want to go back to that ever again. I did that for too many years. No.
Yeah, of course, because you were working on something that's not a Tesla. When you're doing all that work on a Tesla, it's fun.
Oh God, no. No, it is not.
What's powering this?
That junk.
Oh, you got this to work again?
It's always worked.
Where did...
He just didn't like it.
What happened to the Igua?
Over there.
No, that's the good one. The Igua.
Up there. The one that has the MacBook button?
Yeah, but at least it's not bad.
Their charge port feels absolutely awful. Their charge port doesn't work. Oh, please tell me that this charge port isn't what blew up this freaking CD3215. Okay, so this MacBook needs a charge port too, because that does not feel good at all. And it did not turn on. And we got 5 volts. And we got 20 volts. And we have a battery icon. Well, I shouldn't have a battery icon. It should just load. It just, like, cycled. Oh, there you go. Okay. I guess PRAM had to fix itself up. So yeah, I don't know what you can see because Lewis threw the screen the other way. But yeah, probably customer information going to come up soon. I have Apple logo. Apple logo. Apple logo. Yeah, it's gonna take a long time because it has things disconnected. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, look at that image. Look at that sand image. Do I have a name on here? Yeah, I have the person's name on here, so. There you go. One working MacBook.
Oh, was that so what did you do to make it work?
Change the CD3215 and rebuild 2 pads.
No, but I mean, it wasn't working when you tried plugging it in, and then it just magically did.
Oh, their charge port must be messed up.
So do you think their charge port blew up CD3215?
I think their charger blew up CD3215 and took out the charge port, or a combination of their charger, their charge wire, and the charge port. I want to pull it.
What's next in the queue?
I want to pull this charge port out of here and see what's wrong with it. And I don't trust that if I put in the note, hey, this needs a new charge port, that it's not, somebody's not going to reconnect this one and try plugging it in 20 times until the CD3215 blows up again. So let's get this charge port out of here. If it looks all screwed up, I'm just going to cut the thing in half so nobody could use it. Oh yeah, oh my god. Oh, what the fuck did they do? Holy shit. What the fucking hell is this? Who the fucking... What the fuck? Why the fuck? Fuck! Who the fuck would do... Hi, microscope!
Ow.
Look at it! Look at it! What did they do? What the fuck did they do? What the fuck is this? Who did this shit? You wonder why your MacBook is fucked up. You know, if it was some little kid shoving something in there, okay, fine. I could understand that. Kids like shoving screwdrivers and whatever into whatever. But what the... It's puffed out. They broke it through one side and then puffed it out to the other side. What the fuck? Wonder why your MacBook doesn't work. Yeah, I'm really hoping this was some toddler that did this, because if this was an adult that did this, holy shit, man, come on.
50-50 toddler or you break iFix?
I really hope it was some toddler or some little kid or something. Because that's fine. Yeah, you do stuff like that, fine, whatever. But no, if an adult did this, you know, just go play in traffic, dude.
Views expressed by Paul do not express the views of Ross from everything. Do not actually play in traffic, please.
I hope everybody heard that.
Play in traffic and then file a lawsuit. Instructions unclear, dead, suit Paul. What's next on the list?
I have to add notes, that's what's next on the list.
Add notes and I'll put it in a slot.
Is everything in here? No.
They don't need everything to be in there, do they?
They need their screws.
Packing tape will do the job.
Oh, safe place for screws, safe place for screws, safe place for screws right there. Notes. You. Yes. Okay. Give me a slot. What's in the notes? Issue description, blank. Doesn't say, my son shoved something in there. Okay, let's see, what am I doing, what am I doing? This is going to that status. That is done. Air no power. Air no power. Air no power. Water damage? Air. Ooh. Which camera's on mine? That one? You could leave it. Well, no, we should show this. This is the CD3215 taken off that board. This is... I should have did this before. This is impressive. It's a very impressive amount of damage done to that. This little bit of lava up here, this is what took out those pads. Wow, the chip bulged around it and everything. And that's what happened when she shoved her whatever, or whoever, hopefully a little kid shoved something in there. And just exploded the chip. That's a sad CD3215. Poor little thing. Garbage. And the one I'm messed up can go for reballing, because that's still good. Okay. Air no power. Clean up desk. Something that I fought with on my last job as an automotive mechanic. Something that I'm also struggling with here, getting Lewis to do. Clean up after each job. When you reach for a tool, you want the tool to be there. When you're working on a job, of course, it's going to be everywhere, so you need to put everything back before the next job. Here's the charge port. RIP. Nobody's using that. Okay, air no power. Ooh. Oh. 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 Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's disconnect some things first. There's a lot of liquid damage on this. See a lot of green stuff growing. I'll just disconnect a bunch of stuff. Let's see what it does. Is it giving me anything? And what do I got? I have a green light. I have an orange light. I have no fan spin. Okay, oh yeah, SMC reset is going to be low. Amazingly, we have PP342. Oh, look at it all. Oh.
What's wrong with this?
What?
None of that's gonna matter.
That matters.
Doesn't matter.
That matters a lot.
Like what?
Let's see what the other side of this looks like.
Is SMC reset high or low?
I forget which pin it's on. Which pin is it on?
Pin 5.
SMC reset is high. Let's see what the other side
How many
looks
amps
like.
does it take?
Don't know. I use Apple original charger.
We put the Noctua fan voltage into it?
Stop that. So on the hottest days, yeah, this guy bullied me the other week. The absolute hottest days, it was awful in here. We still had a malfunctioning air conditioner up front of the store. It was hot as hell back here. I took a computer fan, the little RGB fans I had sitting over here, and I set it up on my desk. And I ran it from the power supply to blow on me to try to get some kind of relief from the heat in here. He comes over here, he just twiddles up the voltage on my power supply until the whole fan just explodes. Smoke everywhere, stinks like shit, just kills my fan. And then he runs away laughing.
Give a 35,000 BTU air conditioner in a 100 square foot room.
I have 0.36 with no fan spin.
Or else it's power goods.
I bet it's all sys power.
I'll give you a fan. Watch.
There's nothing blowing out of that.
It's spinning.
It's spinning, yes.
Sorry, Paul. I owe you a fan.
No, you gave me a fan. You gave me a better fan. It actually blows a lot more than the other fan. I have to use less voltage on it. This fan blows. Okay. So I take out my T5, get a magnet. Let's screw.
Can I have your old CD3215 so I can reball it for future use?
That was a BO3.
I want to reball it and send it to Tim Harmon if he buys that shit.
What, the destroyed one with the giant lava lake in it? I just threw it in the trash. It's in there. That's an empty bag.
If they use the knockoff or original charger, in curiosity.
No, did you see?
Yeah,
You
it's on
didn't.
the port.
Yeah, that's what happened. They chewed up that port with something. Whatever happened there, that's what did it. Take out their SSD. Always good practice to not leave their SSD in the machine. So as you're trying to work on it and it's turning on and off and all that stuff, could corrupt their OS. Forgot a speaker. Out, I say. Yeah, also power good is corroded. Some stuff by the SMC is corroded. Clock chip is corroded. Yeah, this is just... I'm not even going to bother testing. I'm just going to go through, touch some stuff up, clean some stuff up, and I bet this thing works just fine afterwards. So, yeah, important here. Also power good. We'll get a new chip for that. We'll clean up this. We'll clean up that. We'll clean up that. That looks like it. So let's go after Allsys Power Good first. Let's get this junk chip off the board. And then I have to search through the donor pile to find one that hasn't been procured yet. The chip is bleeding. nice little lumps of solder on these. Make sure they connect to the new chip when I get it. Okay, let me go find a donor board and get a chip off of it. I found a board, about the 15th board I looked at had one. I think it's a new donor board because it still has a heatsink on. There's my little chip. And that's going to go there. Yes.
Did we have to jump or was the pad still there?
Pad was still there. It was all bloody though.
I never get one that still has the pad there. Yes. By the way, where can people buy you 1950?
No. Store.rossmangroup.com. Don't delay, buy today. Buy early, buy often. Focus, you fuck. Let's get both of these chips into this reflow. Reflow all of the things. Let's even reflow the BIOS, fuck it. Let's get all this stuff to move. I have to replace the clock chip. Yep, that's gone. This one. That looks good. Oh, this one.
Clock chip too?
Yep.
Where can you get a clock chip from? You get this person?
Told you could get it from store.rossmangroup.com all day long.
Camera hi-hat. What store would you get it from?
Micro soldering.
Let me see what it is. Ow. What the fuck? What happened to the soft tip one? This is terrible. Sorry, Paul. I didn't mean actually pull the thing. I feel like a policeman.
Isn't that what Selena's manager said too?
Celine Dion.
No, Selena.
Wasn't Celine Dion's manager like 40 years older than her and started
Don't know that story.
Sorry, Paul. I didn't.
So I'm going to go up to store.rossumgroup.com, and I'm going to find this chip.
New York City, and free continental shipping over $30, you can't lose. We even offer free support unless you're a Please Bro, live chat, and are adding new products every day. If you buy today, we'll throw in a special offer that your order will actually go through properly. What are you waiting for? Go to store.rossumgroup.com to get yourself some authentic Amtech flux. Don't delay. Buy today.
Free delivery if you're working in the back of the store. I just took my delivery from store.rossumgroup.com.
Somebody asked, what does U1950 do?
Stuff. Monitors all the power rails or some of the power rails and creates Allsys power good. Or it doesn't create Allsys power good, it doesn't, or it pulls it down to ground.
Power good and SMC delayed power good, it creates PMPCH power okay. And if you have Allsys power good and SMC delayed power good, then you get PMPCH power okay. Which is not just power good, it's just, it's interesting for the PCH. It doesn't need the power to be good, it just needs it to be okay.
I forget which way this chip goes on, so I'm going to open up the schematic, open up the board view. And where's pin 1? There's pin 1. There's pin 1. Okay, that area is fixed up. Let's give this a little bit of flux and heat. The fresh solder there. Anything else look bad? ISL's clean. 5-volt regulator's clean. Yeah, be careful with all these stupid resistors around here. There's all kinds of signals that are needed for all kinds of stuff. And if one of these resistors goes bad, you have things that just don't work. Give a little Q-tip here. See if anything comes flying off the board. No, everything looks good there. Oh, what's this? What's this? Looks good there. Okay. Other side. Let me clean off this. It's PB342. Looks okay. These guys will come off an ultrasonic. Oh, look at that. That was only topical. Cool. Ultrasonic. Thunderbolt, fuck you. Who the hell did that? Somebody really struggled with getting that keyboard disconnected. Looks good. Looks good. What over here? That looks good. Up in here, that looks good. Okay. Do you know what that is? That's a fan. Plug in some DCN board. Let's see that fan spin. Show me fan spin. Wah, wah, wah. We're worse off now than we were before. B-bus is 8.59. SMC is not being reset. .28 amps. .28. CPU is on. I just don't have 5 volts for the... That can't happen. I have 5 volts. Ugh. think this just needs an ultrasonic cleaning. There's just corrosion over so many things. What's this? Something shorted. Is that a bad sensor? Okay, I think I'm just going to throw this in the ultrasonic cleaner.
Can you ask Hi to be a controlman? Hi, can you be a stream assistant? This wire harness confuses the shit out of me. Alright, how's it going? So today we're going to be working on yet another dead MacBook. This is an easy MacBook Air that Paul cherry-picked from the pile. And in spite of cherry-picking, could still not fix. So we're going to look in the microscope under this MacBook. So it looks like our original damage was right over here. Now, what's going to happen is most likely we're missing a single SO line. So let's take a look and oh my god, what is this 30 hertz bullcrap? Paul, this is awful. So we're going to go to the page that has the list of power rails. Paul has a 30 hertz monitor.
Everybody type F in the chat if it makes you sad that Paul is in 2019 using a monitor that works at 30 hertz. He refuses to take a new one. So this is a 4K screen, and it's nice that it's 4K, but the 30 hertz really messes with my brain. Alright, so what are the SO rails that could possibly be missing here? Yeah, this is, oh my god. WTF, WTF, OMG, OMG. Oh my god, oh my god. WTF, WTF, oh my god, oh my god. Alright, so we're looking at PP1V5SO. And I'm going to have to read out the values because we don't have it set up to where you can see the multimeter on the screen in the office. So it looks like we've got something over here with some corrosion, but I'm not really going to address this just yet. What are you? You know what, maybe I will address you just yet. I think I will. What are you? And, oh, well, what do you know? The one rail I was about to attach just so happens to be related to the one thing that seems to be, that I went to check first. PP1V5SO. So let's see what we get on PP1V5SO. Now, Paul has multiple chargers here that are the same, and I think it's for the sole purpose of confusing people who work at his desk so that they decide to stop messing with his desk. It's actually a really good tactic, and it does work. It keeps me from doing things I shouldn't do. Let's see what we get here. So, over here, I'm supposed to get PP1... Ew, flux. PP1V5SO. And I get 1.5 volts. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next SO rail, but not before I wash my hands and put gloves on because that's nasty. One moment. What battery?
Yeah, what battery? Battery exhausted. It's not. It doesn't make contact though. Somebody broke off the little thing that I put on there.
Alright, so we're going to go through the rest of the rails in this MacBook. So is PP1V2S3 present? We're going to need that, and PP1V8S3 for the RAM. Now typically the S3 rails are already on if you have an SO rail, but sometimes the RAM rails are a little bit iffy. So we're going to see what we get on these ones. So now we're going to look under this thing. I'm also kind of curious to see what this chip over here does, since it's corroded and all the SO rails and S3 rails that matter to me seem to be in that area. 1.787 volts, close enough. 30 hertz is hurting my brain. Owie. Owie. Anything less than 548 hertz is trash. Okay, now you're just being a little spoiled. Now you're just being a little spoiled brat. Use $5, buy yourself a better monitor, says Copass, for Paul's new monitor. I'm sure we could get maybe 1 or 2 hertz going with $5. But thank you very much. It is genuinely appreciated, even if it did come from Copass. Okay, what do we have over here? So, let's check and see if we have PP0V6 DDR VTT. And it looks like we have 0.586 volts. That is indeed what I'm expecting around there. PP1V05 underscore SO. What do we have for PP1V05 underscore SO? Right by the CPU V-Core chip. Let's take a look over here. A Barlow lens plus 30 hertz. Paul is trying to make me blind. 1.0 volts. Alright. This is going to be a fun one. PPVCC SO CPU. This software shows two sides of the board, and mine doesn't do that. Oh, update. Alright, so if we check around the CPU area over here, we are indeed getting 1.8 volts of CPU V-core. I'm not going to check Thunderbolt voltages, because that's a total waste of time. The PP1V8 is there. Have we checked PP1V2? PP1V2... .196, what I was expecting. PP3V... PP1V05 underscore sus. .05. And we have PP1V5SO, just to double check. So what is U7870 for? So U7870 is this chip over here that I was checking two of my rails on.
Mouse.
That just so happens to have terrible corrosion.
Mouse.
Put camera on mouse. Hi, chain. Oh, he's gone. Mr. Clinton would love that. Uh-oh. I thought you meant my mouse pointer went off the screen. An actual mouse is crawling on the vines of whatever that's behind me. Okay, so U7870, what are you for? Paul Daniels Software. Paul Daniels Software. Like if we have PP1V8S3 and PM Sleep S3 Buff L, we get PP1V5SO out, which is, so that chip, even though it is corroded, is indeed doing its job. So now we're just going to turn this around. PP5VSO's got to be present if we have everything else, but just doing my due diligence of checking. 5 volts there. Our JTAG has a little green thing in it. I'm probably going to remove the JTAG and this is going to work. That would be hysterical. Now what do we say to JTAG connectors on our stream? What do we do with JTAG connectors, folks? Our JTAG connectors welcome. Much corrosion by this thing over here. What are you? Are you something for Thunderbolt? That thing that's corroded is SD card. I wonder if an SD card controller being corroded could confuse things. Also interesting to learn that Paul's eyes are much closer together than mine. Way closer, actually, from how he set his microscope up. What a reptile. Much better. I can see.
Still no fan spin. And ultrasonic cleaning will most likely give this a fan spin. Yeah, I would vote for an ultrasonic cleaning to get this a fan spin. So we're going to take this board and give it back to Professor Paul. You didn't test it for removing JTAG. I removed the JTAG and I just tried it. Yeah. I would vote that this needs a good ultrasonic cleaning so that whatever junk is under the CPU can get out from under the CPU so it works happily again. We're going to hand this board back to Paul, where it belongs.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the hardest working worker in this entire building.
how do you know if you close your left eye or your right eye, it moves? How do you aim?
You have to figure out which eye is your dominant eye.
Because the right eye shows it's in place, but when I use my left eye, it moves to the side.
You have to figure out which hand you are, which is your dominant hand, which is your dominant eye, and then you aim for that.
Is one of the eyes lying, or are they both telling the truth in a different way? Really? No way.
If you're just lined up behind one, naturally.
Okay, let's try the other eye.
Now if you're lining it up.
Okay, my left eye's the liar. Oh, no. Okay. That was actually fun. Shooting apple boards is fun. You have to go into the soft tip.
That's it.
This is not a soft tip. It's a plastic tip. It's motion. What, the aftermarket? We have to get real Nerf guns.
MacBook. What happened to my view here?
I split screen. See if I can get that pipe oil. This pipe oil? I have no idea how to shoot this. I'm excited to learn how to shoot a gun doing this distance.
I just got it.
You gotta ride a bike or
Pick it up once.
Did I tell you that we now have a meetup.com Rossman group, a meetup group?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where? For what?
General person meetup. I'm gonna have it at the restaurant that I buy the $9 wraps.
Oh, cool.
It's gonna feature highline and all.
Ellen does all kinds of meetup stuff.
And tens of thousands of pounds.
All in person.
This is the one that needs an SMC?
Did it say SMC?
Is that possible?
Are we gonna continue streaming or just cut it off? Because it's becoming monotonous?
Yeah.
We got one good video.
Yeah.
I would say cut it off. So. Everybody, say goodnight. Wait, no, that's American History X. I mean, thank you very much, and as always, I hope you learned something. I mixed up American History X.